Hello everyone. Today we are going to see the first chapter in history, which is when, where and how. Synopsis of the lesson. In this lesson, we are going to see the following topics. The first one is Indian history of the medieval period. This period is divided into two parts: early medieval period and later medieval period. The second one is how India got its name. In the past, India has been known by different names by different people at various times, such as Sapt Sindhu, Bharatas, Hindustan. Introduction. History is the study of past events. The study of history is divided into three periods. The first one, the ancient history. The second one, the medieval history. And the third one, the modern history. Ancient means earliest. Medieval means Middle Ages. Modern means relating to the present or recent times. Now, let's see the hard words: ancient, medieval, modern. Ancient means earliest. In other words, belonging to the very distant past and no longer in existence. Medieval means relating to the Middle Ages. Modern means relating to the present or recent times as opposed to the remote past. You have already studied the history of ancient times in the previous class. In this class, we are going to learn about the medieval period, which means Middle Age. Now, we are going to learn about medieval period. The word medieval comes from the Latin words medius and aevum, which means middle age. Therefore, when a period is called medieval, it means that period which is in the middle of human history. The period that lies between the ancient and the modern periods of history is known as the medieval period. Each period covers many centuries. A century as 100 years. So the medieval period in India covers about 1,000 years. Next, let's see about Indian history of the medieval period. Medieval period refers to 8th to 18th century CE. CE means Common Era in the Indian subcontinent. It is divided into two parts of 5 centuries each. The early medieval period, which lasted from the 8th to 12th century. The later medieval period, which lasted from the 13th to 18th century. The underlined points were important for 1 marks. First, let's see about early medieval period. In the early medieval period, we study about Cholas, Palas, Rashtrakuta and Rajputs as powerful dynasties. What is meant by dynasty? A dynasty is a sequence of rulers from the same family. Next, let's see about Chola dynasty. The Chola dynasty was a Tamil dynasty that flourished from the 9th century through the 13th century. It was founded by Vijayalaya, who conquered the kingdom of Tanjore during mid-8th century. It is one of the longest ruling dynasties in the world's history. The Indian Chola dynasty is an important landmark in the history of India. Chola dynasty was spread across part of India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore and Maldives. Next, let's see about Pala dynasty. The Pala Empire originated from 8th to 12th century and was a dynasty which controlled Bihar and Bengal regions of South Asia. The name Pala is the synonym for protector and was used as an ending to the names of all Pala monarchs, which means rulers. The Pala dynasty was founded by Gopala. It was an imperial power during the late classical period on the Indian subcontinent. The Pala rulers were promoters of literature, painting, and sculpture. Now, let's see some hard words. Literature, painting, sculpture. Literature means books and writings published on a particular subject. Painting means the action or skill of using paint either in a picture or as decoration. Sculpture means make or represent a form by carving, casting, or other shaping techniques. Next, let's see about Rashtrakuta dynasty. Rashtrakuta dynasty was founded by Dandi Durga. Rashtrakuta was a royal dynasty ruling large part of the Indian subcontinent between the 6th and 10th centuries. Next, let's see about Rajput dynasty. Rajput dynasty was founded by Simharaj. The Rajputs originated from western, eastern, northern India. Rajputs enjoyed their eminence during the 6th to 12th centuries. Here, eminence means greatness. Next, let's see the new term, that is Indian subcontinent. Indian subcontinent is a southern region and peninsula of Asia. Here, a peninsula is a landform surrounded by water. Indian subcontinent includes Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. Next, we are going to learn about later medieval period. In the later medieval period, we study about Turks, Afghans, and Mughals. For the purpose of this study, we have to limit ourselves to the territory of India. Here, territory means area or region. Now, let's see about Turks. Turks were the members of Turkic tribes that migrated from Central Asia about 1,000 years ago. Here, migrated means move from one country, region, or place to another. So, Turkic tribes migrated from Central Asia about 1,000 years ago. Then, Ottoman Empire was created by Turkish tribes in Anatolia, Asia Minor, that grew to be one of the most powerful states in the world during the 15th and 16th centuries. Let's see about Anatolia. Anatolia is also called Asia Minor, the peninsula of land that today constitutes the Asian portion of Turkey. Here, a peninsula is a landform surrounded by water. Constitutes means represent. Next, let's see about Afghans. Afghan Empire was founded and built by Ahmad Shah Durrani in parts of Central Asia, Middle East, and South Asia. At its maximum extent, the empire ruled over what are now the modern day countries of Afghanistan and Pakistan. Next, we are going to learn about Mughals. The Mughal Empire was an early modern empire that controlled much of South Asia between the 16th and 19th centuries. Babur, The Mughal Empire was founded by Babur. He founded the Mughal Empire after his victories at the Battle of Panipat and the Battle of Kanwa. The first 6 Mughal emperors of the Mughal dynasty, Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan and Aurangzeb. Here, emperors means rulers. They changed the face of India with their political and intellectual powers. Here, political means relating to the government or public affairs of a country. Intellectual means relating to your ability to think and understand things, especially complicated ideas. But India itself underwent a lot of changes in terms of territory and understanding. In those days, there were no surveyed maps. People used to tell directions by looking at celestial bodies and then the compasses. What is meant by celestial bodies? Celestial bodies are objects in space such as sun, moon, etc. The underlined point is important for 1 mark. Now we are going to learn about the second topic, that is how India got its name. The region of Indian subcontinent extends from Afghanistan to Myanmar. In the past, India has been known by different names by different people at various times. One of the early known names is the Sapt Sindhu, or the area around the 7 rivers. The underlined point is important for 1 mark. The area had the following 7 rivers. The first one is Indus River. The Indus River is one of the longest rivers in Asia. It flows through China, India and Pakistan. The second one is Kabul River. The Kabul River is a long river. It is the main river in eastern Afghanistan. The third one is Jhelum River. The Jhelum River is a river in northern India and eastern Pakistan. The fourth one is Chenab River. The Chenab River is a major river that flows in India and Pakistan and is one of the 5 major rivers of the Punjab region. The fifth one is Ravi River. The Ravi River is a transboundary river crossing northwestern India and eastern Pakistan. It is one of 6 rivers of the Indus system in Punjab region. The sixth one is Pias River. The Pias River is a river in North India. The river rises in the Himalayas in central Himachal Pradesh, India, and flows for some 470 kilometers to the Satluj River in the Indian state of Punjab. The seventh one is Satluj River. The Satluj River is the longest of the 5 rivers that flow through the historic crossroads region of Punjab in northern India and Pakistan. Then Persian explorers visited the area. The H in Persian is similar to the S in Sanskrit, and thus the people of this region came to be known Hindu from the word Sindhu. In the Rig Veda, there is reference of a king named Bharat. He is said to have conquered a huge area, and the region was named after him as Bharatas or Bharatvarsha. The underlined points were important for 1 mark. Hindustan is the other name which is possibly from the Persian derivative. What is mean by derivative? Derivative means something which is based on another source. So, the word Hindustan is derived from the Old Persian term Hindu. In Persian, stan, which means place. The land to the east of Indus came to be called Hindustan by the Persians and Arabs. The underlined points were important for 1 marks. Minhaj-e-Siraj. The term Hindustan is also found in the writings of Minhaj-e-Siraj, a chronicler of the 13th century, where he describes it as the land between the Ganga and the Yamuna. Who is a chronicler? A chronicler is a person who writes accounts of important or historical events. He used it in a political sense for lands which were part of the Delhi Sultanate. Here, political means relating to the government or public affairs of a country. Sense means sight. In the 14th century, the poet Amir Khusrau mentions the word Hind, but it did not specify any boundaries. Now, look at the picture. Here, Amir Khusrau teaching his disciples. In 16th century, Babur, a famous Mughal king, used the word Hindustan to describe the geography based on fauna and the culture of the inhabitants of the subcontinent. Here, geography is the study of places and the relationships between people and their environments. Fauna is all of the animal life present in a particular region or time. In other words, the animals of a particular region. Inhabitant means a person or animal that lives in or occupies a place. Now, let's see the hard words: geography, fauna, inhabitant. Geography. Geography is the study of places and the relationships between people and their environments. Fauna. Fauna is all of the animal life present in a particular region or time, the animals of a particular region. Inhabitant means a person or animal that lives in or occupies a place. Thus, the whole region was conceived as Hindustan. The name India came to English usage from the 17th century onwards, and it is thought to be due to the influence of Latin or Spanish. So far, we have seen the change of the name of India. You would have realized how names and interpretations change as per time and understanding of writings and records of the past. The underlined point is important for 1 mark. Now, let's work with the lesson. The first question is, into how many parts was medieval period divided? Answer: medieval period was divided into 2 parts. The first one is the early medieval period and the second one is the later medieval period. The early medieval period, which lasted from the 8th to 12th century. The later medieval period, which lasted from the 13th to 18th century. Second question: what do we study in the early medieval period? Answer: in the early medieval period, we study about Cholas, Palas, Rashtrakuta, and Rajputs as powerful dynasties. Third question. Name the dynasties about which we study in the later medieval period. Answer. In the later medieval period, we study about Turks, Afghans, and Mughals as great dynasties. Fourth question. Who was Minhaj-e-Siraj? Answer. Minhaj-e-Siraj was a chronicler of the 13th century. I have enclosed the classwork instructions in the PDF. Kindly refer it. So now we have reached the end of this session. Thank you.